It's Wednesday the 22nd of July 2020 and I'm at Uxbridge to do a walk today. It's not a long distance footpath this time and I have a companion with me. Now about to go on the first footpath of the walk by Frays River. And there is a view of Frays River. And there's the companion. Continuing along Frays River. Now getting more countrified. Still walking beside Frays River. Now crossing the Frays River. Water tower over to the left there, and now heading across Uxbridge Common. Very pleasant. Now taking a path beside this bus stop. Now on another part of Uxbridge Common. Great view right across to central London, opening up over to the right hand side. And there's the continuing path. After that piece of common we enter some very pleasant woodland. Now heading down there. Now crossing the A40. We've escaped from the road. Now entering Swakeleys Park. And the walk continues down that tarmac path. Down there. Over to the right there's this view of Swakeleys House, built in 1638. We're now walking beside the River Pin on this beautiful path, and as you can see I definitely have a companion today. Now walking along the River Pin, which is now on the right. And there's a view of the River Pin. And there's the path continuing. The walk now approaches Pinchester Moat. And here is a view of Pinchester Moat, excavated in the late 1960s. It could be 14th century, but nobody is absolutely sure of the date. Still following the River Pin, and we've crossed over again and it's now on the left. Now crossing the London to High Wycombe railway line. As you can see, we've been following part of the Celandine route, which we're now going to leave, and we're going down there, but there's HS2 works, which from previous walks you'll know I'm not a great fan of. Now in amongst the HS2 works. And here's the path veering away. I think we've got away lightly with HS2 this time. Heading towards New Year's Green on this path. Later the path heads downhill. Very pleasant path indeed. Apparently this road is New Year's Green and we're just leaving it to follow this path. Continuing along the path in the last clip. Reasonable view opening up over to the left. Now in Bayhurst Wood. Proceeding through beautiful Bayhurst Wood. At this junction, the walk turns right. Up there. Fantastic Bayhurst Wood. Continuing through Bayhurst Wood. Yes, we're still in Bayhurst Wood. Glorious view of the woodland here. Lovely view opening up over to the right. Now on this path on the edge of the woodland. The walk emerges from Bayhurst Wood. Great view looking back towards Bayhurst Wood on the left there, and sweeping countryside to the right. Now heading along the edge of this field uphill. At the top of the hill, great views. That's looking to Bayhurst Wood, and more sweeping views as I swing round. Now in the next field, and again following the edge. Decent view looking back, looking over Buckinghamshire. We're in Greater London here in Hillingdon, but that extends over to Buckinghamshire. As you can see, we're now on part of the Hillingdon Trail, and we're still heading along the edge of this field. We're now going downhill. Now back in more woodland and descending. Now at Harefield Church, and there's this unusual grave marker in the churchyard. It's wooden. Fantastic inscription on the side of Harefield Church, which is medieval. And there is Harefield Church in all its glory. More views of Harefield Church. The very lower brickwork, the whiter in the foreground, is medieval, and above that Tudor brickwork. Yet another view of the wonderful St Mary the Virgin Harefield Church. Now on the bus, which was caught in Harefield, and the end of today's walk.